Lakadosh, everybody, welcome. Be'ezrat Hashem, Baracha Tzlacha. The dear, our friend, Yaakov ben Asher, Refuah Shlema. Shehem and his family, Lichtov, Lechaim Tovim Ushalom, B'zchut sponsoring the shiur. Thank you very much. שהקדוש ברוך הוא תעשה כהנה לכל עם ישראל, שאיבל to יגדיל תורה וידירה, וגם תברך את הקריאו דניאל בן מיכאל, זיווג הגון בעזרת השם, שהצלחה, ברכה, וגם, we're going to say quietly, יהי רצון ונאמר אמן. אלף הבדלות בין המתים לחיים, לנו ישמע דרום הרחמים בן נלה מזל. And also, בעזרת השם, שהקדוש ברוך הוא should bring back the חטופים והחטופות, the kidnappers, alive with the tranquility, שהוא לבטל כל המלחמות, שהקדוש ברוך הוא לכתוב עלינו לחיים טובים ושלום, וכן יהי רצון ונאמר אמן. So, we're coming closer to the Rosh Shanna. So it says, Shavua shel Acharon shel Rosh Hashanah. Because the shiur was recorded 2 weeks prior to Rosh Hashanah, and we're going to talk about 1 week before the Rosh Hashanah. Leshanot et ha'adan yeshana, if shalul lekach, a person wants to change, he still have a opportunity or chance to change himself. Lekvar sof Elul, we're almost on the end of the Elul. אוי, מתקרב סוף הזמן, נתנה לנו הזדמנות מיוחדת הקדמה רק באלול. We have the chance and opportunity only in חודש אלול, which is we're already halfway there. גאון החסיד רב שמעון פינקוס, זיכרונו צדיק לברכה, says following. לשמור זכרו תאוות נפשו, הסבירה את ההזדמנות מיוחדת הזאת באופן נפלא. What is the special opportunity in the time of the Elul? What is the special opportunity? לקהילה אחד לא היה בית הכנסת להתפלל. Now he's given a mashal, one congregation that had בית כנסת to where they need to pray. הם השתתקו בכל ליבם, בכל נפשם, להקים בית כנסת קבוע לתורה ולתפילה. So they want to buy a בית כנסת, or they want to build it, for Torah and for learning Torah and prayer. לרווחה כל הקהילה לכבוד השם יתברך. The whole congregation, they want to do for sake of Hashem. הם התעצמו לגייס תרומות. So what they did, fundraising. For the בית הכנסת, בית המדרש. So they're able to study, they're able to daven, pray, למצוא תורמים, אך הדבר לא נעלם בידם. But the problem they have, they made a fundraising, they did not raise enough money for them to buy a בית הכנסת. בסופו דבר החליטו להקים caravan. So at the end, caravan, which means it's like a little type of house. פועלים הכינו השתשתות לנחת המשית ענקית, במובע הביא אותו בנק, מנוף ענק החל להרים את הקרוון באוויר. So what they bring a trailer truck, and they put the caravan on top of the trailer truck, and with the crane. And now they want to put it in a location where this caravan able to stand. המשרד לצור 3 פועלים. With the truck driver, there was another 3 workers. בירונים, גילונים, והחליטו לכוון את הקרבן צורה כזאת, יושב באופן מדויק, התשתית הוכנה מראש. From the beginning, they were planning how to put this caravan on the land, which means proper base. סובבו אותו קצת ימינה, קצת משמאלה. They were from the right to the left. They're trying to figure out which is the proper place for this caravan. Okay, how much centimeters, how many inches in the back and the forth. Okay. לקח 20 דקות. They took them 20 minutes to put this caravan on the land, on the earth. שיביא הקרבן מקום ישררו מהנוף. So from the crane, it came down. Okay. המשרד נסע לדרכה. The trailer truck went in his path and his way, because he did his job, he's finished his job. במקור ניחוח חשמלאי. So came in the electrical guy, the plumber, everything was done the way it's supposed to be done. כרגע קרוון הנוח במקום. The way it's supposed to be placed, that's where the caravan was placed. Baruch Hashem. They say all the congregation, Baruch Hashem, caravan omed al tilo. Says the caravan stands the way it's supposed to be stand. L'Shem leitfila leitferet. Givaldik simcha. They say, oh, for the sake of Hashem, we're so happy. Lifota shod v'shavar nora v'yom zaka adira nishma. All of a sudden they hear something is cracking and something is breaking. Dvarecha caravan huwa chafuch. Wow, they say, all of a sudden the caravan start cracking. Okay, Rabbi, what happens? They realize they put the caravan upside down. Atzad omed Aron HaKodesh. Okay, Aron HaKodesh, everything upside down. Nuch mitzad ma'arav. He says the Echal is supposed to be towards the east, it's in the west. Ma osim. What are we going to do? How are we going to do? Ma'amdu b'makom shem ovdei atzod. Says whatever they did the whole job wrong. Amad sham bachur echad v'tama. Rabotai, ma ba'ya? One of the young gentlemen, he's asking a question. What's the problem to move the caravan? Yes, that's a pshuta. He says, I have advice. Bo narim et caravan soviv oto. He says, let's take the caravan and turn around, and that's it. Amru shigata. They say, you crazy? Hare caravan shakul kamaton. He says, it's like a couple tons of the caravan. Ashiv lahem ma zot omeret. What does it mean, couple tons? Ra'inu mikodem shlosha natzlichu soviv otam miyamino mismolo. We saw previously that 3 people were able to move the caravan to the left, to the right, up, down. 3 people able to move. And we, the whole congregation, not able to move the caravan over here. That's the question he's asking. He says, if the 3 people able to lift the caravan, so is we, 10, 20 people able to lift and put it upside down the way it's supposed to be done. Oy tipesh kemotecha. He says, oh, you're so stupid. Asbir rosh caravan haya ba'avir. He says the caravan was in the air. Va'amanof achazoto. He says the crane was holding them. All they did was turn around, left, right, up, down. They're the one who guided. While the crane is holding the caravan, they're able to move any side they want to move. Oy, 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 achshav caravan kvar manuach mokomo. Says the caravan right now in its designated place. Mu'char midai kedei leshanot. It's already too late in order for them to change. Morai v'rabotai, our Chazal says, advarim nokvim v'yordim min atahom. He says things need to go in the depths of our hearts. Ba'iyul akol ba'avir. In Chodesh Elul it says everything is like a crane, is everything in the air. Shum davar lo katuv v'chatum. Nothing is written, nothing was stamped. Left, right, up, down, everything you're able to control while it's not written and it's not stamped. If sharsh od leshanot, we're able to change. Achar Elul yeh kvar meuchar. After the Elul, it's already too late. Lo tiyeh ifshanot leshanot. It's impossible almost to fix it. If HaKadosh Baruch Hu gave us the chance of the Elul, after those months, it's almost impossible for a person to change. Rabotai advarim elo yohi stam diburim. Says, my speech is not just a speaking. It's not just a lip service. Advarim elo ila ma'aseh. He says, this is what we do every day in a daily life. Akol echad ve'echad meitanu re'eh ma'ala letaken. Each one of us, we have to know what we have to fix. Akol echad itchazek b'dikduk halacha. Each one of us have to do everything according to halacha. B'kiyum mitzvot, do the mitzvot. B'shlimut, complete mitzvot. Not too lazy, not too sleepy. I just heard it from the mashgiach of the Rabbi Finkelman of the Orach Chaim. So, talks about sleepy, okay? So the person, it was Rav Yaakov Galinsky, went to the Mexico. And he was collecting for his yeshiva all the time money. And one time, he was stopping one of the guy's house. Okay? The wife went her way, work, whatever it is. The husband went to his business. And Rav Yaakov Galinsky was sitting, learning Torah. And there was a babysitter, babysitter for the child. And Rav Yaakov Galinsky learning Torah. Okay? In the afternoon, the mother comes in. There was a little baby. And Rav Yaakov Galinsky also saw it. All of a sudden, the baby is strapped. She put the head of the tefillin on his head and a tzitzit, wrap him with the tzitzit. And the wife is asking the babysitter, hey, what's wrong with you? What you did to my son? Says, I'm sorry, ma'am. You know, I see your husband, every time you put a tefillin in tzitzit, he fall asleep. So the baby was crying so enormously. I could not handle it. So I put on him tefillin of the head and a tzitzit. I wrapped him with the tzitzit. I thought he's also going to fall asleep like your husband. So that's why I put a tefillin with tzitzit. So a person is falling asleep in a Chodesh Elul. So what are the chances that he's going to wake up when he comes to the Rosh Hashanah in Yom Kippur? This is the chance that we have right now. B'kiyum mitzvot b'shlimut, b'simcha. Okay, we have to do the mitzvot b'simcha, with the happiness. So the first question is asked, how many of us wake up in the morning to be happy that I woke up today, serve Hashem? Tachat asher lo avad b'simcha v'tov levad. Tachat lo asher avad tachat hashemayim b'tov lev v'simcha. That we not able to serve Hashem with the happiness. So what's the happiness comes from? V'Hashem yitbarach yeh ba'ezrenu she'hara bolit harei misa'in oto. If we want to clean ourselves and cleanse ourselves, HaKadosh Baruch Hu is going to give us a help, a path. Shavua echad k'neged shana kulo. Our sages say, Rav Eliyahu Lupian, 1 week, it's like for the whole year. You have a Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday. Last week, before the Rosh Hashanah, we're able to fix all the Sundays for the year that passed. All the Mondays for all the Mondays. All the Tuesdays for all the Tuesdays. So Rav Eliyahu Lipian says following, Mavia b'chol yom yemot shavua acharon shana nataken kol hayamim mikablim ma'alach hashana shechalfa. Whatever did not accomplish in that day of the Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, 1 week before the Rosh Hashanah. ביום ראשון של האחרון של ראש השנה, ניתן לתקל כל ימי ראשון, של כל השנה וכן הלאה. Says we're able to fix and a continual fix. בשבת האחרון שנתן לתקן כל השבתות שנה. Whatever not able to do before Shabbatot. Getting angry, getting lazy. All these things, what do we have to do? We have to fix that Shabbat. It has to be extra great than any other Shabbat. ועל כן חשוב, it's very important, מאוד לנצל לשבת הזאת. We have to be careful the last Shabbat before the Rosh Hashanah. We have the opportunity to take advantage of it. הראשית הכל לקבל אותו מוקדם. We have to accept the Rosh Hashanah, the Shabbat earlier. ולא ברגע האחרון, not in the last minute. Okay? להרוויחה עוד כמה דקות שבת קודש, בעיקר ניצל אותו ללמוד תורה. Chazal says, especially in Shabbat, we have to learn more Torah. Especially a person is going to work and he does not have enough time to learn during the week. At least he needs to linatzel, which means he needs to take the advantage of Shabbat. Look what the Zogdik Ben Ish Chai says. Kol milah shel limud Torah b'Shabbat. Each word that a person learns on Shabbat, the Ben Ish Chai says, sheve pi elev ma'asher b'yom chol. Says whatever you learn during the week, it's 1,000 times more on Shabbat. So a person says, I'm not going to learn during the week. I heard this a couple of days ago. I'm just going to learn on Shabbat. You see, 1,000 times I'm able to cover. Every day is the day by itself. But the Shabbat Kodesh, we're able to learn 1,000 times. We're getting rewarded whatever we're learning during the week. So that's what the Ben Ish Chai says. We have to be smart. What we're taking advantage of, whatever the time is in a Shabbat. The main question is still in there, Sheila Amirkazit, the important. What are you able to do before the 1 week before the Rosh Hashanah? We're almost a week away from the Rosh Hashanah. Can I able to change everything in 1 week? Is it possible? Magid Miduvna Mavina Mashal. Magid Miduvna says following, parallel. Maviva Kokal Mashal. Basefer Shari Armon. Shu Mitam Matov Tam Vadad. Magid Miduvna is always given proper Mashal. Mele Gadol Tichnen La'aroch Mishte Mefar Kol Asarav. Says the king wanted to do feast, a meal for all his what? Close friends and all the government that it is governor. חפש במשתה תהיה אטרקציה מיוחדת פעם, שתפעים את הליבות כל המשתתפים. He says now he wants to do attraction that is different than any other party that these people are attended. והחליט לעמוד שולחן גבייה מפואר. So he says, I want to make שולחנו גבייה מפואר. I want to make a table out of the cup. Cup table, that's what I want. Something is above the nature of the humanity of understanding. Asum is zahav tahor. And when I want to do the table from the what? From the beautiful gold. Mishubaz bayalomim. Make sure that it's going to be also full of diamonds. Mukhtar bechutim maaseh uman. That is so professional beyond our understanding. Yatzu amlitzol lo tzorev. So they found the guy who was able to put this together, the project that's supposed to be so special. Make sure that we're going to do this product that nobody in their life able to do it and nobody in their life previously did. So they brought a professional how to make a beautiful geviyah, a cup of the table. לאחר המהלך תואר בפניו מטרה שלמה וזמן. המלך, כמה זמן ייקח לעשות גבייה כזאת? So he's asking you, how long it takes for you to do this type of cup, the one that we're asking you? What's the time? That's what the king is asking. לאחר מחשבה נענב נצורב ואמר 6 חודשים אדוני המלך. He says, it would take me only 6 months to do this cup. פנה אליך למלך ואמר, king told them following, הסכת ושמע היטב, קח לך שנה שלמה. He says, forget about 6 months. I will give you 1 year. Take whatever you need to do. You said 6 months, I'm giving you 1 year. תחת חצי שנה שאמרת, בהמשך שנה תקבל מדי חודש משכורת שמנה מקופת ארמון. He says, every time you finish another side of work, you're going to, every month, you would able to get your payment the way it's supposed to be, we agree. He says, make sure that you're not going to take any other job. We're going to cover any expenses that you need to cover, as long as you're going to do this cup that is so beautiful. He says, you're only able to do my product, nobody else. He says, how much gold you need? How much diamonds you need? Anything you take, as long as you're going to finish the product within 1 year. He says you need the diamonds also. Okay? He's going to give it to you. The guy is in charge of the monetary, he's going to give it to you. He went right away and he said to his wife, whatever the ABC happened. Says, I have such a job and I'm so happy. ותוך כדי דיבור, הוסיף ואמר, דעי לך שבאמת הזמן הדורש להכנות הגבייה הוא 3 חודשים בלבד. He says, my dear wife, in order for me to do this cup, I told the king 6 months, the king gave me a year. But he says, באמת, I'm able to do this gviya, which means this cup within 3 months. 3 months. רק ליתר ביטחון אמרתי לחצי שנה. I just told the king, so 6 months, so I would have 100% that will finish the job. והוסיף נותן לי שנה שלמה, but the king gave me 1 year. והיות ויש לנו המון הזמן, הוסיף בואו ניצל את ההזדמנות, נצא בענייה לחופשי סביב העולם. So he says, right now we have the opportunity, we have the money. Let's go on a boat and go for the vacation. Anyways, I was able to finish the cup with how long? 3 months. The king gave me 1 year. I told him 6 months. Let's go on a year, which means on a boat, and let's travel, cruising. Okay? We're going to surround the world. We're going to vacation the whole world. Paris, okay? Italy, Rome, okay? Greece. He's going to travel the world. לקח מראש ההקדמה כמה משכורות לצא לבלות. So he says he took a good amount of salary. Okay, salary. It's not celery. Salary, he took kama salary. In order for him to be in his vacation, the way it's supposed to be vacation. ניצל הזדמנות כל פעם בחיים לשחוט במולות פאר לקנות דברי העמדה עד שכל כספו תם. Says, I'm able to afford anything and everything in my life. This is the time right now. וזאת חוץ מכסף נוסף. And he says, I'm also going to have extra money left over. ושווה כמה משכורות הלוואה מאחרים לצורך מילוי תאוות ליבו. So I'm going to fulfill every desire that I have in desire in this world. I will fulfill whatever the project I have right now. הגיעו בחזרה לביתו. 3 חודשים לפני מועד אבו להגיע הגבייה למלך. He says, now pass by 9 months. Now a king is going to ask another 3 months. He needs to prepare the cup. נאלץ אחר מקום מדינה זהב רק כדי לשלם מחובתו עצומים. So what he did, he took more gold in order for him to finish the cup. חודש ימים לפני תום שנה מתקשר האחראי מתעניין. כיצד הקדמה הגבייה? So the guy who's אחראי, which is responsible for his job, says, excuse me, sir, hello, how's our order going through? Okay? What happening? האם כבר השלמה הכנתו? Is it almost ready? אוי ואבוי. He says, אוי ואבוי. ספק הצורף הכפיו עוד חודש עלה להגיע למלך עד נביא ועדיין לא התחלתי. Says 1 month before I'm going to meet the king, I cannot meet him. I cannot. 1 month left. And he didn't even start the work of the what? Of the cup. וזו בזבד, אלא כבר לקחתי סכום גדול מקופה. Says, not only that, I took almost all the money. It's already in the 11th month. I already took all the money from the king to do the cup. תשלום חובתי, מה עושה עכשיו? He says, what can I do now? What should I do now? ניגש הצולב ועוצר מדינה בקש מעשר מונה כמות קטנה של הזהב ועוד כמה יהלומים קטנים. He says, can you give me more gold and give me more diamonds? פלאות השר השיב, אני הולך להשתמש בזה כדי להוסיף איזה תוספת קטנה לצורך מראה ומשלמת הגבייה. So the guy comes in and he says to the Otzer, which means where they keep all the gold and the diamonds of the king, okay, says, I need a little bit more gold and more little bit diamonds. Can you give it? I have to finish couple small job. Couple small details has to be done. בהמשך חודש הזה עמל צורף והכין גבייה כת קטן, מגודו שאתם מכירים, יש היום בכל החנויות לכלי כסף סוג של המשפח, מחלקת היין, גוונים קטנים. כזה גבייה יכול היה צורף להספיק להכין בזמן נותר לרשותו. So he says, what he did, he made such a small cup that you could find in any store. And the cup that he did, the wine that you're going to pour in it is going to spill so fast and quick. אמנם חשוב להדגיש, הגבייה היא מיוחד ביופי. But the only thing was, yes, it was special and was beautiful. עין לא ראתה גבייה מעודה מאופר כזה. Yes, nobody saw this type of cup. קושי הביט עליו היה מפעל מרגיש במראהו, סוף סוף היה צורף אומן יחיד מיוחד מלאכתו. אבל אם יהיה עם הגודל, but he says, yes, everything is beautiful. But is it big the way he promised to be a big? Okay. עטף צורף הגבייה, אוקיי, ובעוד צלפון, נכנס בעוד קלקר, בקרטון ועוד קרטון, עטר בנייר עטב, קשר סרטים צבועים והגיע למלך. So he says, what he did, he took it, and he wrapped it with another wrap, with another wrap, with another wrap, okay? And he came with it to the king. המלך מרגיש מאוד שנה שלמה של עבודה. The king says, this is full month of work, full year of work. היה פותח חטיפה ראשונה ברעדה. He says he's opening one עטיפה. One by one the wrap. One by one, small one and small one. לפתוח קלקל ועוד קלקל שבקש להצליח, למצוא בפנים צולפן של הגביון הקטן. המלך כמעט התעלף. Says he was opening a wrap, another wrapper now. Almost the king fainted. Passed out, fainted. Maze, hu shoel. He's asking, what is this? Hagiyav Shiva Tzorev, ata tzochek alai. He says, what are you doing? You're laughing at me? Adoni HaMelech, he says, my dear king, Rishit kol istakel kama dakot, achar kach nidaber. He says, look at how thin it is. Then afterwards we're going to speak. Mabit HaMelech HaGviya, והתפעל מאוד במראהו, ויחלום קטנים, והשתלבו בו מיוחד בימינו ברקוע זהב. אין כמוהו ליופי. So he looked at the cup and he says, wow, the cup, it is beautiful. עכשיו יעביר אדוני המלך את גבייה בין עשריו, שותפים בארור, למען יזוז גם הן עיניכם מראהו בקושי הצורף. So he says right now, ביקש הצורף. He says, now you need to pass by this cup to everybody else, so they could see this, what's happening, how beautiful the cup is. הגבייה עמד ליד ליד כולם פה אחד, הגבייה מתפעלים מראהו. He says, yes, it's beautiful, the cup is so beautiful. פנה המלך לצורו ואמר, הכל טוב ויפה, אבל היכן הגבייה? He says, yes, everything is good. But he says, how's the cup? Okay? פנה המלך לצורף. The king now comes to the guy who is professional in this, making this cup. He says, what's happening with this? How is it? What is this happening over here? What are we doing? נענה הצורף ואמר לא אחת אדוני המלך, אין גבייה. 11 חודשים התעללתי, נטלתי כספים מאוצר המלך כדי להסתובב בעולם מלא את התאוותי. He says, 11 months, my dear melech, my dear king, I able to fulfill my desires in this world. בחודש האחרון איפסתי את עצמי. In the last month, I hold myself and I start doing the cup. והכחני פרוט קטן והגיע מתיותיו וכן. כן יתן אומן וזאת למרות שאין הוא מגיע לי. He says, yes, I made a mistake. And this is the time that I made this last minute cup. הנמשל אומר המגיד מדובנה. הנמשל is, מגיד מדובנה says, אנו קרובים לראש שנה. We're close to our days, less than a couple of weeks to Rosh Shanna, to the new year. בעוד שבוע נתייער כולם לדין. About approximately 2 weeks, we're going to be standing in front of the judgment. 11 חודשים, 3 שבועות לא עשינו דבר. 11 months and 3 weeks passed by, we haven't done nothing. אך בידינו נותר שבוע אחד אחרון. We have to work on our last week before the Rosh Hashanah. בידינו להכין בו גבייה קטנה. We have to fix ourselves with a small cup. גבייה קטנה כולו מקודש למלך. Everything is sanctified to Hashem. קודש להשם. Sanctified to Hashem. בידינו להקפיד במשך שבוע זה כל התפילות. We have to be careful with the prayer before last week before Rosh Hashanah. כל הברכות, all the blessings, לרבות בלימוד תורה, including the learning more Torah, לרבות בחסד, do a lot of kindness. להקפיד לא לדבר לשון הרע. Very, very constrictive of not to speak לשון הרע. יתייצב קו לפני המלך, הוא ישאל אותנו, היכן הגבייה? The king is going to ask us, how's the cup? יהיה לנו איזה פתחון פה להשיב? Are we able to answer back to the king? ריבונו של עולם, הסתכל כל השבוע האחרון, הסתכל על יופי של הגבייה הקטנה. Says, ריבונו של עולם, we're going to tell the master of universe. Take a look at the beautiful cup that we made last week before the Rosh Hashanah. שבוע זה בעזרת השם פורמט קטן לקריאת השנה הבאה. This is something that we're able to enter the Rosh Hashanah without a problem. אם נשכיל לנצל את הזמן לייצר, if we're going to take the זמן, we take the time, and we're going to create, okay, לנצל, which just means to take advantage, לפחות גבייה קטנה, at least we're able to do a small cup. במהלך שבוע לפנינו, על ידי התבוננות יתרה למעשינו ויכולתנו, how much we're able to do, and how much we're able to perform. נאמר לבורא עולם, ינגדנו השבוע זה דוגמת אפשרות גדולה קריאת השנה הבאה. He says, whatever we did the last week before the Rosh Hashanah, that's the way we're going to continue from the new year and upwards. נוכל להיות בעזרת סמוכים בטוחים, נכתב ונחתם בספר של הצדיקים גמורים, אמן ואמן. So he says, we able, HaKadosh Baruch Hu put us in the books of the tzaddikim and write us in the life of the book. לנצל את הימים שנותרו. We have to take advantage the days that left. The days are counted in fingers. את המעשה הבא שמע מגאון רבי ברכיהו שינקר, שליטה. So says following. אחד אדם נחלה במחלה נורא. One person, he was very sick. לא עלינו. רופאים אמרו לו שעל פי מצבו לא נותר זמן לחיות. The doctors told them to the sick person, you don't have a lot of time to live. אולם באמצעות טיפולים מייצרים אפשרות להאריך ימיו מספר חודשים. He says, if we're going to take this procedure and we're going to do a surgery, he's only going to live a couple months more. הלה אומר רעייתו מעדיף הוא המוות הקרוב. He tells to his wife, he's coming closer to death. מאשר טיפולים אשר לדע, אין טעם בהם עבור כמה חודשים. Says, in order for me to get this type of surgery, it's not worth it for me to live another 2 months and to be suffer. כל אמצעי פועל ליבו יסכים להאריך את ימיו, ולא בשביל בניו ובנותיו עליו בתוהו. He says, him and his wife begged him that he should do the surgery and live another 2 months. בצלה פנתה רב ברכיה שינקר עזר לה, גם הוא לעלתה בידו. לסוף הציע ללכו למרן רב שך. So he came to the Rabbi Birchiyahu. Then Rabbi Birchiyahu sent him to Rav Shach. זיכרונן צדיק לברכה. זאת הסכים החולה. The sick guy went to the Rav Shach. אך בתנאי שמרן שך לא ידע כלום מסרבו לטיפולים. So Rav Shach you should not tell him that he's not doing the procedure that's supposed to be proceed. רק בחייה יעניק לו, ייתן לו קצת מוסר, אמר יקום ואליך רב שניכר יקדים ביותו, למרן סיפר לו דברים כהווייתן. Then he says, go to the Maran of Rav Shach and tell him everything that I told you. יגיע אותו אדם לספר דבריו מחלתו ביקש ברכה. So he comes, the sick person, to Rav Shach, and he's asking him a bracha, a blessing. שאלה מרן, מה דעת רופאים? The first thing is Maran Shach is asking, what is the doctors thinking about your sickness? הוא השיב שאמרו שאינם נותנים לו סיכוי. They tell him, you have no chance of living, to the sick person. התחיל מרן, זיכרונת צדיק לברכה, להרעיר עליו קולו, כלום ברכה. He says, my ברכה is nothing ברכה. אתה גומר את העניין? He says, you want to finish things that you need to be finished? אם תחשוב שאחר המוות יגיע תענוג. He says, you thinking after the death, you're going to have all the enjoyment in the life. Okay? הלא כל המחלה, כל ייסוריה, אינו אלא מיד מייסורי גיהנום. Says, whatever the sicknesses you're going, and whatever the things, the problems that you're going, it's nothing compared to the Gehinom, to the hell that you're going to be share in the world to come, you're going to go. But ברכה תבקש. He says, you asking ברכה? מה מטרידך? He says, this is what bothers you, the blessing? הלא נבהל, מה יעשה? He was in shock, the person that was sick. He says, what can I do? תשובה מעשים טובים. השיב לו מרן. Says you, repentance, and a good deeds. That's what he's saying. He's saying, because you're going to ask me a blessing, and you think from this blessing, you're going to go to this world, you're going to be suffering, and a share in the world to come, you're not going to be suffering to Gehinom? Says, no. You need to do tshuva. Tshuva, ma'asim tovim, and a good deed. אך לא נותר לו זמן רב, but he says you don't have a lot of time. טעון החולה, לוץ רופאים ואומר מרן, אולי יש עוד איזה אפשרות לטיפולים. Now he goes to the doctors, he says, maybe I have another chance to have surgery performed on me. אכן ענה לו יש, אבל הם קשים מאוד. The doctor says, yes, but they're very hard surgeries. הכל כדאי אומר לו מרן. מרן שח says, you should do the surgery. ולי בשבילי, ולא בשבילי תוספת כמה חודשים שנצלו ידי תשובה מעשים טובים. The reason he wants to do another high surgery and a big surgery and a hard surgery, in order for him to have two tshuva and a ma'asim tovim and a good deed. That's why Maran told him to do the what? Proceed the surgery. הלך פרס בבכי ותקף רופאים, בקש לעשות את הטיפולים בקשים. He went and he cried in front of the doctors, and the doctors did for him surgery. And נפטר כבעל תשובה גמור. And they came to the Maran Shach and told him he was a full repentance guy. לא הרבה זמן נשאר עוד ראש השנה. Not a lot of time left for the Rosh Shanna. מה אנחנו ניגשים? עם מה אנו ניגשים? What we facing ourselves with? הלא ידיים ריקנות. Says our hands are empty. על חיי נצח אנחנו נידונים. The share in the world to come, that's what we're going to get judged to. בימים אלו עלינו לקרוא שער לשמיים. In these days we need to rip the heavens, שער השמיים, the gates of the heavens. התמדה בתענית דיבור, התמדה, constantly, תענית דיבור. Not talk a lot. מוסר שפתיים דולקות. We need to surround ourselves with a lot of musar. תפילה, prayer. השבנו השם אליך ונשוע חדש ימינו כקדם. We want to return to you, Hashem, the way we did it previously. עכשיו הוא הזמן לתקן. This is the time where we have to fix ourselves. חזרתי ממקסימו, לאחר הסבתי שם, כסף החזקתי תורה, במטוס היו קרוב. חזרתי קיסקו, לאחר סבתי שם כסף להחזרת תורה במטוס שהיו קרוב ל400 נשואים, ביניהם ידיד טוב שלי ישוב במחלקה ראשונה. So Chazal says, if this not now, if לא עכשיו, מתי? If it's not now, then when? Chazal says, this gives another, that one of the Rabbeim went to the airplane. In an airplane, he saw one of his friends was sitting in the first class. מחלקה ראשונה זה כיף, יש מקום לרגליים. First class is beautiful. You have the bed, you could lay down, you could make a bed, you could make a chair. מקבלים כל 5 דקות קפה הפוך. Every 5 minutes, different type of coffee. Okay? בעוד היושבים במחלקה רגילה, כולל אני, נאלצים להסתפק קפה ישר. He says, if we're going to sit in regular class, which is coach, right? Barely you're going to get a coffee in that moment. ליזי מספיק, אך אומרים קפה אל השם. קפה אל השם, במחלקה ראשונה יש גלידה. In the first class, they have what? They have ice cream. Okay? דייל מיוחד משרת בחריצות ונאמנות. In the first class, you have one flight attendant serving only couple clients. Over here, in a machlaka, 400 people, you have only 3, 4 flight attendants. Okay? At the Yoshvim Mamash Ta'anuk, in the first class, everybody's sitting with what? With enjoyment. אבל בתענוג הזה עולה $3,000. But somebody is paying for this first class, it costs $3,000. אני תמיד שואל אותו, בשביל מה להוציא כל כך הרבה כסף על המותרות? He says, why do you take, the friend is asking, why you pay so much money for the first class? לא עדיף לתרום את הכסף זה לישיבות. He says, not is better to give this money to the ישיבות. הוא מסביר שהוא חבר המועדון, הנושא המתמיד, יש לו נקודות, because יש לו, so basically he has points, flight points. Basically יש לו סיפורים. He has the stories all the time. He has a flight points, okay? שמטוס אמרי יחיל בטיסה, ניגשתי אליו, אל ידידי טוב, כדי לדבר איתו על הכתובות שהוא התרים בהם. הרי עכשיו חוזרים, אפשר לדבר על כתובות. כמובן שלא עזרתי להיכנס אפילו את אצבע רגליים מאחורי פרגוד של הכניסה מהמחלקה. He says, whenever I'm able to go on a coach, I'm able barely to put my foot where it needs to be put. Okay? שיעלה לי $200 לא אבל. He says, it's only, if I want to make it a little bit more for my flight, it's only going to cost me a little bit of room for my legs. It's going to cost me a couple $100. הנה שמעתי פתאום מאחורי הפרגוד, יש בלגן, התיישב שם בן אחד עם בגדים קרועים, מלוכלך. He says, behind me, there's somebody with the clothes that is ripped, okay, and is dirty. זה הפריע יתר היושבים. Everybody got bothered the way he looked, the guy, the passenger in the airplane. לא נעים לשבת במחיצתו. Nobody able to sit next to him, or it's not pleasant to sit next to the guy that is with the ripped clothes and the dirty clothes. נוסעים קראו לדייל. So all these flyers, okay? They called the flight attendant. המונה על המחלקה ביקשו ממנו להוציא את האיש. They said, excuse me, ma'am, take this guy out of the airplane. שכבר נורד עם חמקו על המטוס, לא כרטיס. Says he already went to the airplane. We cannot now stop the airplane because you guys cannot sit next to him. לא היה נראה בשום פנים ואופן שלבם אחד הזה יש $3,000 לשלם על כרטיס למחלקה ראשונה. But one of the persons able to pay $3,000 to sit in the first class. הדייר סרב בבקשה בענה, לא ייתכן בעולם להתגייב למטוס שבלי לשלם. באמריקה בודקים 5 פעמים את הכרטיס. They asked, they said, it's impossible, this guy went without the ticket to the plane. They say 5 times, before they go to the airplane, they check 5 times. הסביר נוסעים, אולי יושב הוא במקום שאינו שלו. Maybe this guy with the ripped clothes and the dirty clothes, maybe he's not in his place. התעקשו נוסעים לבדוק את הכרטיס שלו. Everybody is saying, make sure you're going to check his ticket, even if he has it, maybe he's not in his place. אך לכן שרף הדיין, כל אחד יש זכות לדבר איך שהוא רוצה. Says, I'm sorry, I cannot check his ticket, I already did everything check out. Says, everybody have their own zchut, the way they want to act and the way they want to, of course, act, it has to be properly. The way they want to dress, whether dirty or ripped, it's already up to them. Okay? אין לי את זה זכות לבקש ממנו לראות לי את הכרטיס. He says, the flight attendant, I don't have no, I can't check after him. It's under the law. I'm breaking the law. I'm going to break the law. הוא יכול לומר שאני חושד בקשרים, להגיש נגדה תלונה. He says they would sue me. If they're going to right now only coming to me, why they don't come to nobody else but to me? Because I'm being a suspect. And because I'm a suspect, I'm going to sue them. מה עושים? What are we going to do? What's going to happen? פתע הגיע דייר לעיון מבריק, אבדוק את הכרטיס של כולכם. He says, one of the flight attendants that was so smart, he says, let's check everybody's ticket instead of one person, not to put him in a spot. אומר עלה חשד לעלה למטוס נושא חשוד, בודקים את הכרטיסים כולם, בהחלט רעיון מצוין. So they start checking all the tickets of all the passengers. כעבור 2 דקות דייל נכנס חמור, סבר וגם מטעמה, ביטחון הוחלט לאורך ביקורת הכרטיסים. כל הנוסעים מבקשים להוציא את הספחים של הכרטיס הנסיעה. So everybody should take out the ticket and the flight attendant would come and check after each person's ticket. הגיע אליו רואה שכן, התיישב במקום והדייל ערך בקורות שהגיע אליו. Now he came to the guy that originally they came approach him. So they asked, okay, במקום לא, that's not his proper place where he's supposed to be sit. הדייל שאל אותו, מה אתה עושה כאן? He says, what are you doing here? איך הגעת מחלקה ראשונה? He says, how did you come to the first class? With the ripped clothes and what? Dirty clothes. הלא אשיב ברוגע, מה יש? מה קרה? What happened? What's the problem? על מה הרעש? What's the big deal you guys making? היה מקום פנוי, ישבתי, לא אבל על המקום. Says, hey, excuse me, my dear flight attendant. I'm sitting in the first class. What, there's no other place? Look how much place they have in the first class. I'm able to sit here. פשוט בזמנו, בזבוז השביעה להישאר אותו ריק. He says, the seat is anyway empty. Why nobody else could sit except for me? Okay? אתה לא יכול לשבת כאן. The flight attendant said, you cannot sit here. הורה לה הדייל חד משמעית, לשבת כאן עולה $3,000. The flight attendant says, you need to sit here. In order for you to sit here, it costs you $3,000. No problem, השיב האיש. sorry, no problem. הוא פתח את הסמרטוט שלו, ואכל סופו כסף, no problem. So what happened? He opened his wallet that is stinky, and he says, what's the problem? $3,000. Okay? הספיק לסבב ויד את המחלקה. הספיק לספור, וצא מיד מן המחלקה. He says, stop counting and just come out from here. קרא עליו הדייל עכשיו, כבר מאוחר מדי. את כל העסקים האלו יש לגמור לפני שעולים במטוס. בתוך המטוס גם תספור $1,000,000 לא יקבלו ממך אחרת, אדוני הנכבד. He says, before you're going to come with the ticket, they're going to put the person on a ticket. Once you're going to come out even with $1 million, we cannot put you in the seat in this flight. No, Morai Rabotai. What are we doing? Do we have a ticket to fly in the first class? Or we're going to say no after 120 or now before entering the Rosh Shanna? Where everything is good. עוד מיד הגיע כל אחד מאיתנו לבית דין של מעלה. Not time passed by. We're going to be sharing in the world to come, upstairs in the Shamayim. מי מוקדם מאוחר, מי מאוחר יותר. Somebody earlier, somebody later. Eventually we're going to be there. נראה שם את הכל האמת. We're going to see everything the truth. נהיה בהלם. But we're going to be in a big surprise. כולנו נרצה להיכנס למחלקה ראשונה. Everybody want to go to the first class. במחלקה של צדיקים יושבים בעטרותיהם בראשיהם. He says the crowns is on top of the heads. והם נהנים מזיו השכינה. They're the one who's getting pleasure from the Shechina of Hashem, divine presence. אבל בשביל להיכנס שם מחלקה ראשונה צריך לסגור את כל העסקים כאן לבטה. He says anything that we need to do, we need to close, everything needs to be closed in this world. בשמיים לא עושים עסקים. In the heavens, we don't do no business transactions. We don't do no mitzvot. מאוחר מדי, it's going to be too late. וידוע גאון מווילנה, בכה, גאון מווילנה was crying. לפני מותו, before he died. כאן בעולם הזה יש לנו עדיין אפשרות לקיים מצוות ציצית. I able to do the מצוות ציצית, the גאון says. בעולם הבא כבר לא תהיה את האפשרות הזו. He says, in a share in the world to come, I'm not able to do it. שיגיע לעולם האמת, when we come to the share in the world to come, האמת נתגלה במלא עצמותה. The emet, which is means the truth, was going to be fulfilled, and we're going to see everything clear picture. נרצה מאוד לתקן מה שעשינו בימי חיינו בעולם הזה. We must fix whatever we're doing in this world, not in a share in the world to come. עכשיו יגידו לה כמה שאמר לך דיין. In a share in the world to come, it's like a flight attendant. He's going to tell us you don't have a ticket. You could have all the money in the world, but you can't buy it over here. ועכשיו כבר מאוחר מדי. But today is already too late. כל העסקים יש לגמור לפני העולים למטוס. Anything that we need to take care of the business before we're going to go to the airplane. בתוך המטוס אפשר תספר $1,000,000. לא יקבלו ממך. Even $1 million you're going to give for the first class, they will not accept it. אחרת אדוני נכבד. בכן רבותיי, עכשיו הוא הזמן. Our sage says this is the time. אנו נמצאים ימים סיפורים לפני יום הדין. We come to the days of the judgment, very little days. נשאר לנו ימים סיפורים לטהר את עצמנו. We're able to fix ourselves and purify. לתקן אותם לקיים התינונים לתיקון. Whatever needs to be broken, it needs to fix. This is the time. Rabotai, we have couple weeks. Tavshin Pei Dalit. We cannot have the same year that we had last year. 5784, which is we're still in this year, Elul. 5785, Pei. Make sure that we're going to come to this upcoming year in a prosper year. In a Chaim Tovim Ushalom. It all depends on Am Yisrael. And Am Yisrael and Israel Negalim, Ele B'Teshuvah. Jewish people would not be redeemed only through the repentance. No matter what you're going to give, what are you going to say, whatever the excuses you have, valid excuses, not valid excuses. It's everything in this world. But we're going to go to the Shamayim, is everything open for us. Shir Ratzon she'akadosh baruch hu lichtov aleinu lechaim tovim u'shalom. ברכה, בריאות, הרבה דסייעתא דשמיא. Thank you for coming, וכן יהי רצון ונאמר אמן.